Hi everyone,
Hello.
how are you all? Welcome everyone to our community corner. It's always so good to have all of you here with us. And please tell us where you're joining us from and what are your expectations from the session today. I'm joined by Maria, which you already know. How are you, Maria, today?
Hi, how are you, Rabia?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty good actually. How is everyone here as well? Let us know where you're coming to us from, and yeah, we're looking forward to all your questions and comments today.
Yes, yes. And today we'll be exploring all of the ideas that you've shared in our community and all of the ideas about integrating digital technologies and within your classrooms. So, this session is all about you, your ideas, your contributions, your experiences, and also we have a space for your questions as well. So, do share if you have questions regarding this topic and so keep the chat busy and share your comments and questions. And we'll be trying to respond to as many as we can. So I think, Maria, you have some a little game for us.
Yeah, it's a kind of a game. So everyone who's here, oh, we've got teachers here. We've got someone from Egypt. Hello, Egypt. Hello, Sri Lanka. Hello, let us know. Make sure you let us know where you're from. Pakistan as well.
Hi.
Rabia. Yeah. Yeah, so we have so we're talking about integrating technologies, digital technologies into your teaching and to the classrooms. So we're going to start by showing you some examples of digital technologies, excuse me, from the past and from the present as well. So, what are we asking everyone to do, Rabia?
They have to identify what you're going to show. And da da da
Yes.
da.
Da! What's that one? And also maybe let us know if you've used it in the classroom. Um, Hello as well, Mauritius. So we've got that there. Rabia, what is that?
Um, we call it a cassette player here. It's like it plays
Yeah,
audios. Um,
yeah,
eh,
yeah,
we
that's
used
right.
to use that when I was a child.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
these days, I don't think I have used that as a teacher, but I've used
yes,
that as a child,
yeah, yeah.
as a
Oh, yes, I was going to say it depends on the classroom, but definitely it's very hard to get cassettes. It's very hard to get cassettes these days, but CD players definitely. Yeah, what about this one? Everyone, can you tell what this is? What am I about to show you
yeah,
here? What is that? Doo-doo. Has anyone ever used that? Oh, yes.
yeah. I
Someone's saying
used it
yes.
in the 90s.
In the 90s, really? No, I think I used to use this in the, well, 2000s, 2010s. I definitely used it like 10 years ago, for sure. Have you ever used it with learners, Rabia?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Um, Basically, we used to use that as a complement to training.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have teachers would write something and we'll put it on the projector, and then we'll discuss what they've written. I used it like not a lot, but for creative writing, I've used it sometimes where children would write their story on a transparency and then we'll project it. But
Mm-hmm.
these days, I use another version of that. That is like I take screenshots, not to screenshot an image of a poster that they've made. I transfer it to my laptop through AirDrop, and then it's connected to a projector, and then I display the work directly through a projector. So
Okay.
we don't have that anymore.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I always love these. I even had students once make on transparency, make like almost like shadow puppets using colored transparencies and tell
Wow,
stories to each other.
that's That
through
sounds
the overhead projector. Yeah, so someone was saying in the chat, is that a projector? Yeah, so we used to call it an overhead projector, but yeah, definitely an old technology. What about this one? What's this one?
it's a typewriter. Again, I've never used that,
Yeah.
not even
Has any of the teachers who are here today, have you ever used a typewriter, maybe with your learners or yourselves? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. But moving forward,
we
we've
have
got,
a comment. It was
oh yeah.
used by teachers of science here. Maybe the
Oh, yeah.
transparencies, they were like, uh, uh, um,
Yeah.
what would you call the cross section of a leaf or a cell or something like that.
Oh,
It can show
yeah.
structures very well.
And then you could layer things one on top of the other to sort of build the model. Yeah, yeah, good thinking. Moving into the future, now we've got different kinds of technologies now. What's this one?
Let's wait.
Oh, can you see that one?
Um,
Oh, oh,
fax
maybe the
machine.
picture's not clear. Someone's saying, yeah, is it a fax machine? Oh, maybe it looks like a, it's actually,
It's a
this
tablet
is, yeah,
or
yeah, this one's,
or an iPad.
yeah, it's an iPad. That's an iPad. This one here, what do we see here? And let us know if you've used these with your learners. Actually, we've got two things actually in this image. There's two things going on here. So we've got the device and we also have the app as well. So we've got mobile phones and apps. So learning apps that we can use with our learners as well. And then finally, something that we're going to be talking a lot about today, because we had some questions in the community about this. We've got Rabia,
AI.
what's this one? AI, that's right. And someone's saying that yeah, they use tablets to consolidate learning. Rabia, you were saying that you use, well, in your context, you use tablets for something quite different, right?
Yeah, most of the times teachers are given tablets and learners have IDs, and they just come to the teacher and then they do an assessment and it's recorded through an app. So it's kind of a progress check or a progress record. So sometimes tabs and these apps are used by, like, they're in possession of teachers. Learners don't have access to that. Learners don't have access to cell phones also, the primary learners. So teachers usually have the device with them, and one by one children come when the others are doing an activity, and then they do an assessment on the tab. So it is part of it, but in a very controlled way.
Oh, okay. And when you say an assessment, it's actually a kind of assessment that contributes to their grade, or is it more of a extra task, an extension task for
No,
students
no,
who finished
it's
early?
kind of measuring where they are. Usually
Okay.
different. For instance, if I work with an NGO and I'll start an intervention in a school and I want to measure its success. So those kinds of checkpoints they do with the help of that. So in regular teaching, a lot of times in our context, public schools, they're not used.
Okay, so oh, someone's saying that they're afraid of using. Oh, is that using AI? Actually, we're going to discuss some ideas about using AI a little bit later in the session. So stay tuned, stay tuned. But anyway, the point of showing us all these different technologies is really to show that technology has always been used in the classroom. Whether we consider it, we might not consider it a technology anymore. It's an older technology, but we've always used technologies in the classroom and integrated them into the learning to help. And always, it's been done uh, in a way that is pedagogically sound. So there are reasons for using it. So as you were saying, Rabia, you use it for assessment purposes. Um, Maybe here you used it for was that like a peer assessment or group assessment of each other's writing tasks. So there's actually reasons behind using it. And we did have a question in the community, didn't we, Rabia? Somebody asked
Yeah,
But
how to convince the
yeah,
parents? It's just like we
yeah,
need it. It's
yeah,
important, but then parents usually are like, no, technology is going to disturb, or they're going to be deviated, or it's going to be a diversion or
mm,
a distraction for their child. We don't want
mm,
our child to use that. So,
yeah,
what are your ideas about that, Maria, and also the community? All of you are here. What do you think? How
yeah.
can we make the community, especially the parents, understand the importance of using digital tools within the classroom?
Yeah, I think that's a it's actually a great question. And if any teachers who are here have had this experience where parents have been a little bit resistant to technology in the classroom, in their children's classrooms, let us know how you dealt with it. But I guess one thing that I would say is that I mean, it's pretty unavoidable using technology in the classroom, and the reason that we use technology is actually to support learning and to make learning easier and more effective when it's used correctly. So, making it clear to parents that maybe the way that you're using it in the classroom, maybe even you could invite the parents if they're very, very concerned if this is something that your school would be open to, you could even invite the parents into the classroom so that they can see how it's used. Um, and
I
I
also
think,
think,
yeah,
uh, uh, Maria, that orientation for the parents, as you said, is very, very important, and showing them again the progress in their child's understanding and learning achievements and all that, and how digital tools are helping the child to achieve that. I
yeah,
think they would understand, and I think having
mm,
uh, uh, making them aware of how you are keeping it safe. It's not all the time that they are using technology, that there are rules for using that. You're
mm,
taking safety measures. Learners IDs are controlled by the school. They cannot log in on their own. Adult supervision is there. So if you make sure and let the parents know that your child is safe while using all of these digital tools, I hope that they would understand.
yeah. And also, someone in the community has said that technology should be used to help students develop critical thinking and problem solving skills, and also their digital literacy skills as well. So, making the parents aware that this is something that's actually beneficial for their children. I mean, jobs in the future, the jobs that they'll be going for, they're going to require them to have developed digital literacy skills. So, being having the opportunity to use tools in the classroom in school is actually going to be beneficial. It's going to help them develop those skills that they will need in the future. You don't want your children to be left behind.
Yeah, we
Um,
have lovely comments here also.
yeah.
Uh, our community member says it makes learning more attractive. Yes, children are attracted to technology. They
Mm,
like colors and the movement and the animation. And there
mm,
is another comment. They say that learning needs to go with the flow. So there is no way to escape it. Otherwise, children would lose a lot. And thank you so much for saying that. Well,
yeah.
like Maria showed, there was a typewriter, but now we have keyboards and laptops, and even mobile phones are used for typing. In
Mm,
one form or the another, it is going to continue to be part of education, or, like Maria said, their work life, future life, actual
mm.
real life as well. So we can't escape that.
Yeah. And someone's making the comment that possibly they might be referring to parents are confusing digital technology and AI. Actually, we had quite a few questions about AI in the community this week. And yes, it's true, there are lots of concerns about AI. There were questions about what can we do about cheating with AI? Another teacher was asking about how we can get our learners to use AI to build critical thinking skills rather than just relying on it to do the work. So, a similar question: how do we prevent cheating with AI? How do we prevent AI doing all the thinking for us? So, I guess we probably need to ask ourselves some questions really when we're using AI. And again, it's inevitable. Like AI, it's out there, and your learners, your children, they're all going to be using it. They have access to it. It's all free. So I guess we need to ask ourselves, what actually are we getting our learners to do with AI? Because I think if we give, I mean, this has happened to me actually, Rabia, where I've given students a task, and like a homework task, for example, and then I get the homework back. And I'm sure you've all had a similar experience. Let us know in the comments. But the homework comes back, and every single student's homework is very, very similar, right? Like, oh, it's not exactly the same, but there's something about it where you just realize, okay, a lot of them have gone to ChatGPT to complete this. And I
Yes,
guess,
and sometimes
yeah,
the level of the language that they're using,
mm,
we know what their level is because we've been their
yes,
teachers for a very long time. So we
yeah,
know that they do not know these words, they don't write in this way. So that is one marker.
mm,
But then I think if we ask them to use AI,
mm-hmm,
you know, to maybe take feedback on their writing and improve that, maybe add the use of AI, legalize the use of AI so that they don't have
yeah,
to hide. You
that's
give them
right.
tasks that, involve them in having a discussion with AI, going, putting their writing through, getting feedback as a first draft and a second draft. And so maybe avoiding AI is not the right thing to do or the right solution at the moment, also.
That's right. Yeah, that's what, yeah, exactly. I think I 100% agree with that. Getting students to become comfortable with using AI and learning how to use it to their advantage. As you were saying, getting feedback from AI on their own writing, maybe giving students, or teaching students how to write prompts. So prompts are very important when it comes to AI. So let's say you want your students to write, uh, uh, to produce a piece of writing on a particular topic. And often I think that the problems that students have with writing is just coming up with the ideas, right? So just
Yes.
coming up with ideas can be difficult. So teaching students how to write a prompt that they can work together with AI to come up with the ideas. So for example, you
Okay.
might teach them to write, okay, so my essay topic is on, what could it be on? My essay topic is on, I don't know, the moon. Okay, my essay topic is on the moon. And you get the student to write into the AI, please have a conversation with me about this topic to help me brainstorm or to help me come up with ideas. Ask me some questions about the topic one at a time and help me to come up with my own ideas. So, this is one way that you can get your students to engage with AI. Yeah,
You're using AI to help your learning, but you're not
yes,
using it to cheat and produce the answer or generate the answer for you. We have some lovely
yeah,
ideas in the chat as well.
yeah,
Like you said, curriculum changes towards project and real world solutions.
mm,
So the tasks that are being given to the learners need to be, like, the curriculum needs to be changed. Like, we have changed the technology that we're using now.
mm,
Maybe the task should match the current age as well.
that's
uh,
right.
and
Yeah,
then we have another good comment that say the learners who want to cheat will do it with AI or without it. Yes, like you said, it's
mm,
sometimes not about the task or the use of AI. It's about the, maybe students don't have time, students don't have the language. So instead of saying, "Oh, don't use AI," maybe find the reasons why they went to use AI. Maybe they didn't have ideas, maybe they didn't have the language, or they didn't
yeah.
have the confidence or time. Look for the reason and then maybe and target that area for development. So thank you very much for sharing all of these ideas. um, Moving
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay, so again, we're talking about AI, and then you also showed a variety of digital tools that we can use. So, how do we decide if a digital tool is suitable for this age level, for this topic, or for this class? How do we decide that?
Yeah, so actually, we had a very good comment in the community this week about that, didn't we? I guess the main thing is, okay, what is the purpose? What are we trying to get the learners to do? So thinking about the reason why you're using the tool, first of all. Um, and I think we had a comment in the community about the age of the learners as well. So, yeah, so what age is it appropriate for the learners? What's the technical level of the technology? Like, are the learners going to be able to actually use it? How much preparation do they need to be able to use the technology? Have you got anything to add, Rabia?
Um, I would say that do not have a lot of variety of tools. So
Mm,
maybe start with one, let your learners be comfortable with that. If you're using like different apps, for instance, if you're using Mentimeter or Padlet, or you're using Kahoot, so maybe have different activities. There are a lot of variations within the tool as well. You can have multiple choice. You can have other ways of finding the right answer. So try not to throw too much of technology on them. Have a few at the beginning, use them in a different way every time, so that once they you feel like, okay, now I want to spice it up, then introduce another technology. So do not load them with technology. That would be
mm,
my tip. If you have
yeah,
any
good
tips
tip.
how to
Yeah,
decide, please share with us.
yes, let us know in the comments. We had another really good question in the community as well in the week. Teachers were asking how we can encourage. So, this would be teachers who are teaching online. So, let us know in the comments if you teach online. Some teachers wanted to know how we can encourage younger learners to feel confident to speak during an online lesson. So, yeah, great question. So, Rabia, what do you think?
I would say that a lot of things that we do in actual classrooms can be used in an online classroom as well,
Mm,
like giving them preparation time and then not expecting them to speak right away when they've joined. So, having a little bit of meet and greet, and
mm,
that kind of making them comfortable, and then
mm,
sending them into smaller groups, into the breakout rooms in pairs or threes or fours, where they
mm,
work on what they're going to say, and then you don't go to their rooms very
mm,
frequently. You
mm,
first give them some time, that you plan and you practice, and then maybe you drop into the rooms. You
mm,
pre-decided. You don't just throw yourself
mm,
on them, and I'm going, because they would feel overconscious. So
mm,
for me, I think using the features of the online platform, being very comfortable yourself and for your learners also, and giving them space to prepare, and then practice with their peers, and then giving them feedback, maybe one on one, or as a generally summary, as a general summary at the end. What
mm.
ideas do you have, Maria, for that?
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting what you said about treating the online classroom a little bit like your face-to-face classroom. So a lot of the things that we do, obviously there are differences, and as Rabia said, you need to become familiar with the technology that you're using and become comfortable with setting up breakout rooms and so on. But a lot of the techniques that we use in the face-to-face classroom still apply in the online classroom as well. So before even you put your students into a breakout room, making sure that the instructions are very clear so they know what they're going to do when they're in there, making sure that you get them to repeat back the instructions to you so that you're sure that they know what they're going to do and that they are actually going to do it while they are in there. So yeah, and as Rabia mentioned, monitoring them, but not over monitoring them. But also there are ideas that there are some actual fun activity ideas. So trying to make it fun in the online classroom as well. One of my go-to activities, and this is something that was that I learnt about in the community a couple of years ago, which was suggested by another teacher in the community, and that's a scavenger hunt activity. Have you ever done that, Rabia, with students online, scavenger hunt?
Not online.
Ah, okay, yeah. So, I mean, it's similar though. The same kind of scavenger hunt you might play in the school, in the physical space. You can give your students a list through the chat, or just display it onto the screen, a list of items you want them to collect from around the house. You give them a time limit, maybe let's say a minute. Okay, you have a minute or 2 minutes to go and collect these items, and then when they come back, they can, share what they've found. One of the items might be, find a picture of yourself when you were younger, or find your favorite toy. And then, these items are at home. They're personal items. They can come back and because they have that really strong personal connection to those items, they'd be more likely to speak about them. So yeah, some ideas. And what we'll do as well, we'll share. We've got some resources that we can share in the chat after this live session, so that you can get some more ideas. But yeah, we've got some things coming up in the chat as well. Give them a chance to express their own ideas and compare. Compare with AI generated ideas. Oh, yes, you can combine online learning with AI as well. Yeah, nice. Oh gosh, we've already come to an end, Rabia. This is
Yeah,
always goes so quickly, doesn't it?
yeah, it does. It really does. So I think that it was not a lot of time for us to cover all of your questions,
Yeah,
but when the session closes, we're going to go and we're going to respond to your questions. If you have more ideas about what we talked, do share. Even if you come back later, please feel free to
yeah.
share your ideas or your questions, and we'll come back to that. Keep on commenting in the community.
Mm.
And a good news for you that we're going to come live again tomorrow, same time. Yes, yeah,
We'll see you again tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Um, so make sure you come. Same time, isn't it? Same time,
yeah,
same place. We'll see
yeah,
you tomorrow. Keep an eye out in the community. Also, we'll be sharing, because I know that there were a lot of questions and there's a lot of interest around AI. So keep an eye out in the chat, because we've got some resources with classroom ideas for using AI. So keep an eye out for those. I'm sure you'll all be really interested.
yeah. So, thank you very much and see you tomorrow. Take care.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
How to find and join groups for teachers. From our Teaching English page on Facebook, tap About. Go down the page until you see Groups. Then tap See All. Tap the name of a group to learn more about it. You must ask to join private groups before you can access them. Read carefully and provide any requested information. Read the group rules. Confirm that you agree to them. Then tap Submit. Popular posts from your groups will appear in your newsfeed. Tap on the name of a group to go there. Or access all your groups by tapping on your profile. Groups. Then choose which group to explore.